Welcome back to Halloween or Christmas 3, I'm your host Adam J. To kick off this event, we're going to look at a very unique type of horror film that I don't think anyone believed was ever going to be released. New Mutants was delayed so many times that at a certain point, I think we all just sort of lost hope, but sure enough, it was finally released in theaters a few months back. Being that it was a film in the X-Men franchise, obviously I was very excited to see it. As someone who has read the New Mutants comics, it was intriguing to me to see that the director decided to go in a more horror-centric route with this one. Something that really hadn't been done in this series before. However, when you actually think about how horrifying some of the powers are in the X-Men universe, it's actually kind of shocking that making a horror film around X-Men has never really been a thing. There's a lot of psychological pain and damage that goes with those powers, so there's a lot of things you can do that are horror-related. New Mutants sees Danny Moonstar relocated to a facility where a doctor is analyzing her powers, as well as the powers of several other mutants, including Magic and Wolfsbane, two characters I have been dying to see portrayed in this franchise. These characters are held at a facility against their will, made to go through group therapy, and they soon discover that something in this facility is a bit off. Each of these characters have personal demons that they are forced to overcome, culminating in an absolutely insane climax. Now, did I like this movie? Yes, I liked it quite a bit, actually. What I appreciated about this film is honestly just how different and unique it felt compared to other superhero films. It feels very much like its own animal, and something that you could watch separate from the X-Men franchise and still understand everything happening. I mean, watching Logan helps, but it's really not mandatory. Do I think it's the best X-Men film? Pfft, not by a long shot, but I do respect the hell out of Josh Boone for trying new things with this franchise and focusing on characters who have either only been in the background or just haven't been shown yet in this series. I'm not going to sit here and say the movie is perfect though, so let's get my negatives out of the way. The biggest one for me was the twist regarding what is happening at this facility and who is behind it and what's actually causing it. It's very obvious. I figured it out about halfway through. Josh Boone treats it like it's supposed to be this big twist at the end of the film, but he put way too many hints in there beforehand. I feel like if he had pulled back a little bit and just not given away too much too early, the film would have had a lot more suspense to it. That really is a flaw, is its predictability, and if you didn't like the movie for that, I totally get it. The big threat at the end of the movie is interesting to say the least, but the villains behind this so-called treatment facility are a bit underdeveloped. And really, I would have liked to see them explored more. Honestly, it really bothers me. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It bothers me that the Essex Corporation took a part in Apocalypse, Logan, and this film, and I have yet to get a Mr. Sinister cameo. Apparently, he was going to be in this film before the Disney-Fox merger, but since there's no sequels to this film now, it made sense to just get rid of that altogether. Rumor has it apparently it was Antonio Banderas playing Mr. Sinister. I didn't get that. That hurts. Lastly, while I love the way Anya Taylor-Joy played Magic, I really would have liked to see her actual backstory explored a little more. I mean, I completely understood the context for the weird shit happening with all the other characters. I understood the context for all their hallucinations, but they really don't make it clear what these faceless monsters are that are haunting Magic. It's apparently tied into her as a little girl, but we needed a little more information there. However, despite those issues, I found myself thoroughly enjoying this film, and this was greatly due to the chemistry between cast members. All of these actors have wonderful chemistry with one another and know how to get us sucked into their characters and their individual backstories. Their therapy sessions felt like if the Breakfast Club was stuck on the set of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Blue Hunt and Maisie Williams are great on screen together, and their growing relationship is the very heart of the film. The film actually takes its time to build character relationships, so that we can actually care when things happen to them. Honestly though, it's Anya Taylor-Joy as Ileana, or Magic, that really steals the show, and I'm not gonna lie, I fanboyed like a little 10-year-old when Lockheed showed up at the end to help her out. Never thought I would see Lockheed in the movie, but I'm so happy I did. The ending goes very over the top and bombastic, but it's incredibly fun. Seeing all these mutants go up against this giant manifestation of Danny's fear and survivor's guilt really wasn't a bad payoff at all. Speaking of manifestations, I really loved Josh Boone's use of imagery in this movie. It reminded me a lot of the movie Sphere. Does anyone remember that? Well, if you don't, you should. It was awesome. Give it a watch. Fuck Rotten Tomatoes. Overall, The New Mutants may not be the best X-Men film, not by a long shot, but I will say this, it's certainly the most unique X-Men film. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and I'm giving The New Mutants a B. So what did you think of New Mutants? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think it was worth the wait? Let me know in the comments, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more.